streaming for 12 hours. Okay. Let me search for something here real quick.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah,
I'm
not
just
too bad.
I'm just posting the
Uh,
tweet.
yeah, I was just at a staff meeting, so had a couple minutes extra left, so I thought drop in your channel. Um, yeah, I've been following you just to see. Yeah, I'm very happy with it now, so hopefully you can get some rest now.
Yeah. I mean, we've had a good day. How is you've how's your sleep schedule? Because I know you've been going from conference to conference getting these
Man,
licenses.
yeah, it's been absolutely crazy. Yeah, not much of sleep really. We've got a lot of exciting things happening coming up, especially this. We're coming towards the fourth quarter of the year. Lots of deadline we have to meet. Um, so the
Deadlines with
teams are working extremely hard to meet all of them. We still have a lot of back. There's a lot of things that um, we need to fix up. That's good. Overall, it's been a very good solid month, and if we continue to deliver the way we have, we'll hit some goal. The second half of this year, you guys have seen the payouts fully back up and running. Um,
I mean, the
we
payouts
got
are
NPCs out. The next big one will be the Omi utility program. And I think another the waitlist came out. Don't forget about that. The Fifi first beta testers going in. I was very lucky to have Dan share some screenshots with me just now in a meeting with the team. Just amazing. The creativity, the innovation behind what you could do with it is really remarkable, and it's really allowing us to walk into what we call the creative economy. Eventually, you will be running your streaming in Veve first
I can't
in
wait.
your home.
So there's obviously a ton to go over. One question I had from that blurb that you had is when you said you have timelines you have to hit, is that timelines for licensors? Like, hey, we want to have this particular drop out by this, or is it
No,
for internal?
it's really internal. I mean, there's so much moving parts in the business, which most of the our fans and users that you really don't understand. It's a lot more harder than a traditional let's make some plastic toy and release it on Kmart.
Yeah.
The the schedule is a chocker block. To be very honest with you, Veve could be releasing a product every day if we wanted to, if we want to drag it out, but that's not what this app's about. We talked about we're going to bring a lot of nostalgia brands and property and franchise out. We brought Lion King. We brought Jurassic Park celebrating the 30th anniversary. Um, we want Little Prince. It's another example. We just want to continue to be bringing out properly that people understand and have connection with. And building communities is a very, very important part in our business. Finding new innovation way to get to grow that community is very important. Because you guys have also recently learned there's a new whale have came in, which I don't even know who it is. I thought maybe it was a Dr. Profit number two. I even had to drop him a message to go, is this your, a burner account that you don't want anyone to know? But it wasn't.
Yeah, I asked him that too. I was like, "Is it you?" Because he joked with me. He's like, "It's me." It's like, "Is it really?" He's like, "No." I was like,
Yeah, I thought it could be a burner account of his, you know.
"Oh,
And if Vivi has 20 more of these type of user comes in, it'd be amazing.
yeah."
Um, and so we try to find ways to reconnect with the audience who's in very physical, and that's why we go to these Comic Cons, right? We go to these shows to convert them with a new alternative and a new medium, and welcome them into it, to really show them how easy it is for them to get in onto TV.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was going over it with a couple of peeps today that, I had a bunch of help staying on here for 12 hours where I Googled the amount of high schools just in America, and there were 23,000 US high schools, public, not middle school, not
Yeah.
colleges, just high schools. So if let's say we have something, let's say like the Marvel Mighties, where Alex and old
Mm,
Rhubarb said we have to protect the Mighties, even if there's nothing crazy going on with them, but people want the first appearance of Ant-Man or Captain, whatever. There's only
mm,
4,200 of those, so only one in every 7 schools. You have one kid per 7 schools that can get one. Really, really scarce. Speaking of licenses, we have something that I did want to go over. Based on recent downfalls of companies like Recur and Nifty's, what do you think is the best strategy for getting those frustrated licensors onto Veve, knowing they probably have a bad taste in their mouth about digital collecting since they chose the wrong house
mm.
prior?
Well, it's been very, very hard week, to be honest, because the industry actually need a little bit more player, because in a way they spend a lot of money in advertising. I mean, Recur goes out, try to advertise to the mainstream. Veve is a business on its own. It's just not big enough to echo the voice through the whole industry. The more player it is, the better it is. It's almost, you can understand the economy behind it is, if everyone's talking about digital collectibles or NFT, you're just going to get more traction, and that's how it really started. I mean, CNN is talking about Bebo. Next thing, you have everyone going, well, I must get onto this latest hottest thing. When the news media reports negative news, we're in the same ocean. Veve doesn't actually get better wins in the long term. We might get a shorter win. I mean, this week we probably see more activity because more money is it's coming into one platform. But long term wise, it's not good for business. My my job is not just convincing the licensors about why they should be bringing their property to Veve. In fact, some of the Recur's properties we already have. We just haven't released them. Not not because do they do well or they don't. We just didn't want to overflood the market. This whole business is about collectibles. It's not about money grab and do this and that. My job and Dan's job is really forward thinking, being innovative. What we're going to be bringing you next year when Apple Pro version comes out, because I'm sure our audience, our users, going to go, well, Veve, we should have that. You should be able to see this through that. Um, the list goes on. There's the technology surrounding us is it's telling us when you put on a Apple Pro version, I'm 100% gonna get one because I want to see my showroom with all the characters. I want to see digital layers, and this is where that cross path is gonna really be really interesting. Um, so I really did hope more players will do better. Or I mean, we've seen mergers, right? This quarter we have seen company who has merged. I believe that Palm and Candy Digital, they kind of merged. I don't know any story behind how it did.
Yeah.
I do believe Nifty announced there will be stop operation recur this week. And don't get me wrong, I think there will be a lot of small projects being hurting out there. And I did see OpenSea announce something in regards to, the secondary royalties. I think they're going to disable that temporary or
Yeah.
forever. I don't know. And we, I'm sure they have a lot of financial backing behind them, but at the end of the day, when you go out and you pay big money for license and you don't watch your cash flow, you don't plan it out well, you really just running a sprint. Veve and both myself and Dan, our business acumen goes back a long time. I mean, I still own the retail shop that I set up in 1997. That same shop, that same business, I'm still owning and operating that. And it's because I know I can't just go out, build the best and biggest on day one. It will take time. Just like McDonald's, Walmart, any of these companies, it took them years. And how far we have came into this space, this is just still really the beginning. I mean, talking about that, I actually, the common crypto guys really got me into this VHS thing. I mean, who knew VHS going to be collectible, right? Come on, who knew? Um, and when you look at it, this is like 20 years ago. Can you imagine 20 years later, the Phoebe collectibles, the first appearance of these Mickey on digital, what they could be potentially, how collectible they will be. Like what was that?
The VHS of Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. It's sealed.
Oh my god! Hey,
Yeah.
I have to show you what I got of Common Crypto. I saw this and I said I had to have it. I got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, signed by Kevin Eastman.
Oh,
Yeah, and this is like the first one. It's got the Pizza
the
Hut
Pizza Hut.
sticker on it. That's why. Yeah, I didn't even know Pizza Hut's still in business. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot happening, and yeah, one of the key sides really about the community. How do we grow that community to be bigger? We want that community to get bigger. We want that new whale who really believe in us to be part of us. I would never know if he's already an existing user prior to it, and just maybe he won the Powerball or Lotto and the biggest state lottery buying that many. I don't know.
Well, I have some
I'd like
theories
to know.
about him because he was here for a while and then he was already a top wallet and then he started buying thousands a week. But speaking of big whales, I haven't emailed you about this because he doesn't have a date yet. But the guy I just had on, Rashid Al Farooq, one of the biggest names over in Dubai in the UAE.
Mm.
He has Speedy Comics he's CEO of, and he has the biggest pop convention in the Middle East. He did invite Vivi there, but he doesn't know which. It's either going to be in November or January. And when he goes there, he said, "You guys have a free booth.
Okay.
Fly out there, have accommodation."
January will probably work best. This year we are chock a block. We are trying to work out how we're going to navigate. The second half of this year, which is coming up pretty much the mid through the second half. We're in August already, September. We got a lot of stuff we want to get ticked off. I'm tired of seeing when this, when that as well. There's a lot of things we want. We want the whole company to function better. It's definitely grown a lot more than we definitely 10x where we were at the beginning of this cycle, and we're very lucky because the fan base and the fans really giving us the opportunity to show that we can deliver, and we will continue to deliver. Really, I just pop on because I keep seeing your tweet coming up that you won't rest until you see Omi hits a certain thing. I'm just going, oh my God, I don't think he's going to sleep at all.
Yeah, I don't want to take too much of your time. How long do you have?
I can do 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
My next it's only 5:15, and I won't be resting till about midnight anyway. I got quite a bit of work I have to chew through tonight.
So one thing I wanted to say about the new whale Bezos man is that it is possible that he's just deciding to be the best wallet, or because we don't have KYB yet, the Know Your Business, some people might be like, hey, we'll just do it through this guy. Speaking of
Mm.
KYB, how are we on that? Do we have a
Yeah, I mean, we will be happy to do on case by case to start with, just to see what the interest is. I'm not sure if you remember back in the old day, we had to do that wallet merge thing. It took the team off a few months because they were working on how to merge. And
not sure?
freaking hell, when we merged it, there was only a few thousand wallet
Yeah,
accounts being merged. And we go for all that effort, we probably could have just merged it a different way, because we thought would be hundreds of thousands of wallets, right?
no.
Um, and I actually don't know how many wallet we have with a collectible in it, and I believe last count was at 680,000 or
Yeah,
something.
it's about that much. Still the same.
Yeah. So we thought, when we merged the wallet, maybe it will drop down to 150,000. But the fact that the wallets are still pretty independent on its own,
Yeah.
those numbers are pretty good. Yeah.
So
We,
on
we just
the
now need to get those 680,000 wallet holders to come back in. Um, how do we entice them? We don't even need to get more school on board. We just need to get our existing users just to pick up one thing each more. Uh, that will be scary enough.
on the speaking of like businesses talking about it, so Veve has consistently in the past dabbled in charity. Obviously, the biggest thing was
Mm,
raising money for the Red Cross for the people of Ukraine.
mm,
So instead of doing these again and again and again, because there's always going to be crises in the world,
mm.
do you think it would behoove the company to dabble in venture philanthropy so as you can have a side project consistently make revenue for such
Yeah.
situations?
Well, we do. The Ecomi side of things, we always wanted to get that off the ground, and just to be very transparent, we just been so freaking busy,
I know.
hiring employees that fits in the company, ensuring that we're hitting target goal. And just keep in mind that there are multiple teams working on different things that you haven't even seen. There are new things that I haven't seen. There are secret project that I don't even get to see.
Okay. So
You,
that's what you were referencing, secret pop. Okay.
yeah, I mean, we're not gonna announce it. We're not gonna say it because
Yeah.
everyone's just gonna hold my throat to it. We want to start delivering things that people love, and people go, wow, now I know why you guys are so busy. And all these will just naturally come out, and then you'll go, my God,
Mm.
um, these guys are actually working to do more.
So we have this may or may not be a secret, it might be an open secret,
Mm,
but people, if they pay attention on the Disney shows, like if you have She-Hulk, they had it on Moon Knight, they'll be doing it for Daredevil Born Again. They have QR codes in the shows that you can scan, and you get a free comic on Marvel Unlimited. And do you think that it's possible for one day them to have that on a TV show, but instead of having it on Marvel Unlimited, it's a free comic on VV?
mm. Yeah, maybe we won't. I pretend like you didn't ask that type of question
Okay, that's fine.
next.
Moving on, Jordan Reed says, "Will you come on around the Ecomiverse one day? 35 episodes in, Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You could 100%
E-commerce
say
first. Is it another podcast or
yeah. So
another?
Jordan Reed started it. It's usually me, him, Crypto Rain, Dr. Stuff, Lori Brenner. It's a good group of peeps.
Yeah, six p.m. Is it Eastern time?
Yeah, and he does it every week, so it doesn't have to be any specific date. You just pick a date in the future, or you might.
Hell yeah, I'd love to come. Oh, it's 10 a.m. Yep. Well, I can definitely do it after some of my meeting. Yeah, do
Okay,
hit me up.
cool beans.
Yeah.
So there is and you don't have to go into details, but you had a quick meeting with my friend Christina yesterday or 2 days ago,
Oh
Christina,
yes, I did. Yeah,
and
yeah.
a lot of what she wanted to talk about, what she talked to me about, was trying to get a group of companies to go and combat really bogus laws in the U.S.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
is that something that Vivi's interested in? Are you guys too busy right
Yeah.
now?
I mean, I'll probably keep our conversation with her private Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're here to support the industry, so we'll do whatever we can to put our voice through and our learnings. And yeah, let's put it this way: there's a lot of stuff that we need to do to educate, regulatories out there. It's very unfortunate a lot of these companies are, are closing their shop because the you're operating in a quite unclear jurisdictions. If you're operating in the US, have as a US decimal company, you need to get some clearance guidance. I don't think it's just the digital collectible side. I think the crypto side is getting. I mean, the word to use is probably the regulators are just airdropping freaking notice to everybody.
Okay. So there is I don't know. I'll let you pick the next one. Do you want to do social, or do you want to do a social question, or do you want to do a value question?
Yeah, I'll do both. Let's do a value question.
Okay, so value question. Using mosaic theory, what do you think would be the most important piece of information when determining the value of Veve?
The most important, um, well, okay, so this is value, right?
Yes.
It really all depends how you value. I mean, okay, many of you probably who knows me, I'm a huge collector. Um, I collect all sorts of things, including, I collect whiskey. And a friend of mine years ago asked me, what's the best whiskey I have, and I say, surprising enough, the best whiskey I ever had, it wasn't the most expensive one. In fact, it's one of the cheapest whiskey I drink. But it was the friends that who I drank it with. The value of that asset is not determined by because it's scarcity or the price on it. It's who you are drinking with. That moment, that value is beyond money can buy. So when you look at collectible on VV, you number one is we're talking about driving value of it is what really resonate with your heart and with how you think it's important to you. Um, some of the stuff that we have put out are very important to the French community who grew up reading the Prince book. The value they're going to get out of that is probably going to be more than the Ultraman, where the Eastern side and the Asia side they grew up with that. So the value are driven by different cultures, belief, and the most important is that authenticity when you grow up with it. So it's definitely not because the addition's low or this and that. That's number one. But if we are talking about scarcity, the word scarcity is, subjective because in VV, even though everything is tracked on blockchain, everything we mint comes out as a limited edition and it's a finite edition number. But technically, it is set by me. There's someone in the company go, well, I think we're going to mint 888 of this. And how we mint it is how we perceive how we want to make that scarcity of that collectible and how we want to package that complete set. And sometimes we just want to make sure that everybody gets one. Sometimes we want to make sure that we stay the true collectibles. Sometimes there's many reasons behind it, or they're part of a program for crafting. So we need to make sure the numbers make sense. So the final product when you craft is not like 10 million units of it. Um, and the truth to be told is I make a lot of mistakes. I don't think anyone in the collectible business will go, well, that was the best decision in the 3 years. Every set I put together, everything just sells out. So, I'm the champion at it. It's not because there's something for everyone, and everyone have a different taste for something. And sometimes it just does it very well, and sometimes it doesn't. Doesn't mean it's a good thing or not. So never judge on why Veve didn't sell out today. If you look at how much we have actually sold out throughout the period, the record's still pretty good.
Before I get to the next question, I just need your confirmation. The recent sales data, you can get that on VMate on that app, right?
Female. Yeah, someone was showing me that the other day, but I
Okay.
never actually click on it.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that you can get that on VMate and we don't need it on the app right now. So
Okay.
that's just answering only that question. So bring us to the social. I won't ask you any specifics about any one of the accounts that you're following, but I will say up until on Social Blade, you can see the accounts that you follow and then which ones you followed recently. You had a couple that you had followed about 10, 11 days ago. What goes into following an account for you over on X? Is it something that for
Oh, you
fun?
you you mean in my Twitter account?
Yeah.
Well, I follow my hair because he's just funny.
Yeah, I love
Funny.
him.
That's more of a parody thing. And I think a few weeks ago when we were on the Twitter space, I saw David use on it. I might look into his profile. If he posts any funny things, I might follow him. But all the other one I really follow is just companies that we have interest in and we're working with. And there's actually a lot more. So I'm being very, very careful who I actually don't follow now. Because I did not I didn't really know that you guys are following me that detail. Because I do get message to say some IP owners say, well, you should really follow us on Twitter or social. And I go, you actually don't want me to follow you
Yeah.
because it will just create speculations and this is confirmed. For example, I don't really follow Pokemon and I probably should for a reason of that or certain things or Dragon Ball Z or a company like that. So I just need to be a bit more careful who I follow. So I now look at things as who I don't follow. Um,
Okay.
and I don't want to make people feel that because I'm following someone that I'm endorsing what they say is right or wrong or anything. Or if or if I troll them or it's sometimes I work stupid hours.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, so do
it's
you
really
know?
good just to go on social to look at some of the memes and have a laugh and have a break.
So
Yeah,
do you know the
that,
reason
that
why I asked about the
no,
social?
I don't.
Okay. I will do, and you can say what you did before, say like, hey, we don't, we can go on to the next question.
Uh,
Recently, you have had a couple of tweets when you had retweeted Vivi, when Vivi had said, hey, get your Gladiator Hulk. You said, I can't wait to see this in the Coliseum. Now, that could have been a reference towards Hulk and Beta Ray Bill talking about their fight, which I thoroughly enjoyed, or the fight between Musk and Zuckerberg. And then you said, this is a Musk to own. And then now you are following Elon Musk. Uh, is there anything to that, or is it just something for entertainment?
uh, nothing really. I mean, social media, really. I just troll a little bit. Whatever I think is relevant, fun to engage with. Um, if, yeah, I mean, nothing important. I mean, if there was you'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Disregard that then. We have a couple of great questions here, but I want to get a little bit more personal on this one.
Sure.
Whether it's a story or it's a quote, who has been someone in VV that has said something to you that sticks out that you remember and why?
Um, Someone in VV, and you mean work in VV?
They work, a fan, some a license, or something that sticks out that got to you.
Man, to be very honest with you, there's so much of it. That's what we keep referring to. Um, one day we'll put some documentary out about it. It's been pretty. How should I describe it? We had a very tough start. Very, I think the interesting story will be coming out will be the pre 2000 and the pre 2021. I think the story from the 217 to the 221, it's going to be more entertaining than what's been happening now, because you see a lot of blood, sweat, and tears pretty much goes on every single day. Um, you know, and there's a lot of memorable stuff. People have say, yeah, but we've been turned down by many, VCs or bad actors in the space. So yeah, I mean, a lot of the staff is, we remember them all. We're just waiting for the right, appropriate moment in the stage, shall I say, and we're planning everything way ahead, how we want to deliver that out into the world and the stage that we're going to deliver that so everyone can hear. Um, things that really stick out for me personally, for all that period of time, Dan has been instrumental to the success, that key pillar. And, there's a lot of stuff that we brain, there'd be even 1 a.m, we'd be discussing things. This is the prior to the launch of Veve, what we need to do, certain thing, and how we encourage each other to get to the next level. And if you guys really think, we're taking a break because we see some, early success in Veve, you guys are wrong. And we work, we're very disciplined people. So when we go all in, we pretty much just head down and just get the things done. Yeah, I mean, we have one goal. Going back to your question, there's a lot of very memorable stuff that both myself and Dan, we encourage each other, and we fill those holes where sometimes you just couldn't puzzle them together, or when putting the puzzle pieces together, it just wouldn't go in. We just help each other to manage to find all those holes and plot them in and move on. I mean, the most happiest side is really the fans when they come up and share their experience, their love. You guys will probably know that we are very driven by our community. You guys are the star in this. Part of our business plan in fact, on our business plan when we went to pitch, is one of the line was that we want the fans, the community, to be the star, next to the superhero when they post an image with Spider-Man, Superman, what have you not. They are sharing that. They are making that photo to talk to people, to connect people. And so we are a very big believer in community. And this business idea went back because I sell board games, trading card, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon card. And my shop, there's spaces for people to come and join in any weather, whether stormy, sunny, raining, flooding. In my shop, you could meet new friends who will have the same interests as you. And after 30-minute playing during the game, that person could become your best friend. That theory, that model has never been changed, and it will never will. So the community is really important for us. And most important is we preach that in the company. So a lot of our key employees do check on social. So you guys don't need to tag us or put too much FUD out there. We see it. We're not, we're not blind. We hear you because you guys are so important, a part of the driving force of this business. Together, we're on the same train. We are not trying to derail. We are together on the same train, going one place. Yeah, and luckily, right now, I'm still steering the train or the boat, and the rudder and the back of the engine is still going on track. So we want to keep it that way. So the fans, you know, we will understand there's still things we need to fix. A couple of days ago, there's a guy with 5 Hulk. We're looking into it. I mean, it probably should never happen. But keep in mind, Hulk was one of our very, very, very successful release. We haven't seen this type of hype inside the app for a long, long time. I mean, we have seen this type of number of people in, but we haven't seen this type of ratio, like how many versus how many edition we done for a long time. Is staggering. I mean, we could have sold a lot more if everyone got one. But obviously, if we mint that many, people would just not buy it.
Yeah.
So we understand the equilibrium, the metric of collectability on that. Yeah.
There's a couple of things like that. Like you had gotten the Tay Tay fans all in a tizzy when you talked about Dazzler.
Yeah, I mean, she's gone. I mean, talk about fandom. She just,
biggest in the
she's
world.
just, wow. I mean,
Biggest in
phenomenal,
the world. Yeah.
phenomenal. She is just unstoppable. I don't even think anything can stop her at the moment. She's amazing, talented. I do, I love X-Men. You guys will know. I hope she does, come into Deadpool 3, the movie. She could be Dazzle, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I'm really just a fan and a collector. Yeah.
I love that you're a Taylor Swift fan. So is me and Taps and Some Girl Brittany. We all love her.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Deadpool 3 is currently delayed indefinitely until the SAG strike is over. Both of my movies I was supposed to act in this year are also delayed until next year.
Oh,
So
really? I'm sorry. It's so sorry. The disruption has really play a big part. I mean, for those fans who came to San Diego Comic-Con, and these are some of the reason why those big stars didn't make appearance because they have to stick together with their union and to yeah, just very unfortunate. But we had we have Cosmo the dog came.
Cosmo the what?
Cosmo the dog,
Oh yeah.
in the Marvel.
I love her.
He popped by. He did some autograph with his horse.
Yeah, that was a good one. I love Cosmo. She's great. Saw many pictures. On the opposite end of that, we had Martin. Have you tried to reach out to Ken Golden's The King of Collectibles for Netflix? Because you watched that.
Oh no, I haven't reached out to him. I should really reach out to him. I should really show him my Pokemon cards that went to space.
Yeah,
And I got a couple Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I really should. Yeah, how do we get hold of him? Yeah, if you know how, I'll love to.
Yeah, I'll send you an email with someone's contact. We'll set it up for you.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to sell it. I probably, he probably go.
I mean, I think we were talking about just getting Veve on there. Oh, it's collectibles, digital collectibles. I think that's what Mark was referencing, but yeah, you could do that as well.
I'm terrible at advertising. I think I was talking to. I can't remember who I was talking to yesterday, and rather than talk about some of the best thing I've done, I was talking to him about some of the worst thing I've done in Veve in the company. Um, like you should know, every CEO's job is making sure that the company had plenty of money that able to drive forward and develop that. But in a startup business, it doesn't quite work that way. Um, and there's just so much failures you have to live through, and you really have to have that thick skin to really knock on the door to the next door and so on. But one of the biggest failure for me, I was sharing with this lawyer was, the ability to raise the money some of these competitors of mine, you guys will say competitors of mine, have done. I mean, I only recently to start to learn the money they got. If I only had 1/10 of some of these company have, yeah, I mean, we would have done a lot more. But saying that is probably because we didn't raise that much money. We were living more frugal. And we still are. We make all our check and balances ourselves, making sure every dollar goes out gets that big return on investment. The outcome for that, what we're building, and get the best buck, and very frugal how we do it. So maybe that is one of the key success, is that you don't want to have unlimited or a blank check.
Yeah. That does bring me to something. Obviously, you have people or companies or another competitor which raised $50 million at a $330 million valuation. They're gone now. And you are doing quite the opposite, where you're going and you're taking $1 million or 1,000,000 gems, you're donating it to that OMI to gem pool, and you're also taking 5.5 billion OMI from the business development wallet and lighting it on fire. What was that conversation like? How did you get that past everyone to light millions of dollars on fire?
Well, it's extremely difficult. Yeah, I mean, we don't take a big salary at all. I mean, if we were CEO at the scale, not even the scale, if in the normal business, that will be doing the revenue, the transaction we're doing, most of these companies will be milking it. We don't. We continue to put it in to the people to hire better. Like I say, there's a lot of things that we're not sharing. Give us time, you'll start to hear a lot more announcement coming out on what we're doing. But what's it like? It's very, very hard, but we're doing the right thing. If you guys keep supporting us and our business, we'll give back to the community as much as we can. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we're only here as good as here is because of you guys.
Thank you. And speaking of which, I had I'll get to the ambassador question in a second, but are there any more Veve logos coming out? Because I finally acquired every single one of the 41s.
Oh,
and
yes.
yes.
So sorry, there is one more coming out. I believe you have to be at the New York Comic-Con.
Okay.
We haven't technically announced it, and I really shouldn't, because our marketing head communication marketing should be releasing it in coming weeks. We're finalizing what we want to do in Comic-Con in New York. And we will be announcing how you're going to get special entrance and times to certain things that we will be running in our on-site events. That news will be coming out. So you don't actually have to have a Comic-Con ticket to be part of in the Veve party or event that we'll be running. So I believe Comic-Con starts on October the 12th. So yeah, mark that date. From that day onwards, Veve's got amazing drops coming, and we're going to do something a bit more different this year as well. In the drops, so it's not just going to be Comic Con Marvel products. We definitely want to bring a couple more other IP to be part of it, because Comic Con is really about celebration about any comic artwork or works from other artists as well. So we want to celebrate that. But in previous year and previous show is because Comic Con is very intensive. Working with licensors is very intensive. So it's a lot of deep planning in to get there. But going back to your question in the gold logo,
Oh,
there's
mine.
one more.
Okay, so wait, I wasn't talking about gold logo utility. I was talking
Oh
about.
yeah, yeah. So there is a, well,
um,
obviously you're missing the gold and silver logo there.
Oh no, I have the gold and silver logo. I mean, I have all of
Yeah.
them. Number 41.
No, there's a gold and silver of the new version.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna have to get that one. All right. Copy that. Copy that. I'll go. So
Yeah.
the question I was gonna get to now is that we'd spoken last year at prior to Decon about ambassador programs.
Yeah.
And I know you wanted to roll it out this year. Obviously, we had a whole mess of stuff happen, and we'll roll it out
Mm,
next year.
yeah.
Is there a
Just
limit to
to
what you want?
make,
Like,
yeah, so just to make this clear, the problem with the ambassador program is not that we don't want to roll it out. Um, we are restricted um, by licensors how it's run, because technically you are representing the company with that product. So a lot of time we need to go through the official channel, and there's just a lot of T's and I's and dot A to Z, and I have to jump through everything
oof,
just to get things done. And these are some of the reason we just haven't we haven't got the resource to put into that. It's actually a lot of work just to get even um, the many of you have seen Corey, amazing. Alex does amazing
yeah,
marketing videos come out. Those videos, you pretty much have to jump through every hoop to get it. Even the background music, even the scripts, all have to be pre-approved. Um, so it's sometimes very, very difficult for us to put something out, and they have to be very factual. They have to
yeah.
be very accurate. The words you use on it. So going back, the ambassador program needs to have all that ticked off. So it will be something that we will look forward to in the near future. Yeah, once it's available, we'll definitely put applications out there for people to fill in.
Okay, very cool. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to pay out the yin yang for the the last 41. Um, if we, what are some of the best ideas? And this doesn't really have anything to do with the ambassador program, but what are some of the best ideas that you've gotten from the community? Like someone said something on Twitter, like, "Oh, that was a really great idea. I'm glad we implemented that."
Um, we sit at Veve every day. I mean, to think how we're going to make that experience better. A lot of the idea the community giving us, we kind of already know. But the biggest problem is, how do we prioritize them? Which one is the most important? What do we want to get out there? There's a lot of vertical teams that's building the app, improving it, but not every single team member is working on that one problem, because it'd be just too many cooks and doing
Yeah.
one, trying to cook one dish. Um, so, uh, and you guys have to keep remembering, um, the waitlist have issues, and we're still testing the loading. We're still testing different ways.
Mm.
There's a lot of things that we have to fine tune, and that's right now the priority for that particular team. So going back, we hear a lot of the staff that what we need to improve on. Um, in a way, we kind of want to start bringing product out to you guys. It works, and if it doesn't work, we can quickly fix up the issue. The wait list is definitely a lot more tedious. I mean, we've seen the Lion King was postponed by a day. I mean, we had zero intention. I mean, by postponing something for a day, I have to explain to licensors, why you guys moved it. You guys have a issue with, meeting demand or the amount of user. Those were not the issues. We need
Yeah.
to make sure our third party partners, um, we have a lot of third party technology partners who help us to get to where we are. Um, they need to be informed. They need to be scaled up in certain times as well. But saying that, The Lion King was another extraordinary high hot property, uh, way beyond our expectation, way
Really?
beyond. Um, I knew it was going to be big, but I knew because I love Lion King. But if you were not born and watched the Lion King, the OG, you're thinking the Lion King, the movie that came out,
Yeah.
a couple years back. So it did very well. Mm.
Yeah.
And
That's
and yeah, and maybe the word put it that way is shit. We saw a lot of people came on. We got frightened, so we had to delay it.
yeah. The amount, like I think it was 208,000, just went like that. That you guys made, that you guys grossed on that. Um,
Yeah, it was a lot of people. It was very, very good. We haven't seen that type of energy for a while. The last few drop is just phenomenal. We wish and will continue to thresh out. We need.
oh, there you go. Your
Emergency
volume.
alarm came on.
There you go.
Um,
There you
yeah, next year we're gonna have some really amazing stuff coming out. So I hope you guys enjoy that. There's a lot of things that we can't talk about, so I, I,
go.
I,
Fair.
I just won't say it. I really
Yeah,
even
no, that's
should
fair.
be on. I really shouldn't even be on this place. I should. I shouldn't even say the Go logo.
I mean,
But you
we'll
asked, and I couldn't lie because I know you've been collecting the numbers,
could have.
so it's better for me to come clean. Otherwise, when I see you next time, and you'll go, well, I asked you. But there is one more coming out, and I believe it will be awarded to the gold and silver car holders.
Oh, okay. So we'll.
Uh,
All right. We
but
can.
just keep that in mind that your original gold and silver logo will be the one that will always get the utility,
Yeah.
and even the new one. So we're just fine tuning how we're going to word it because I don't want people to go, well, I have a gold and silver logo, but we go, well, you kind of have the new version.
Yeah. It's
Um,
not the OG.
yeah, yeah, we want to make sure that we message that right. So we let LXG do that. He can do the hard lift on that.
I'll. How much time do I know you have to go soon? Um.
Just a couple more minutes because
Okay. So I'll do this
my
real quick.
phone is actually running out of battery. That's why it popped up.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll do two questions that'll be really quick. One is testing for the VVverse in beta. Have you
Mhm.
gotten to the point where we're testing any OMI transactions for OMI to accessory or not yet?
No, no, not yet.
Okay.
We really hope that eventually the greater Fifi first, and just keep in mind we are rolling them out in stages. So
Mhm.
please do not think you're gonna be all round in the map world.
Yeah.
The first stage is gonna roll out as your home. We want you to start to decorate out. We want you be in, have fun with it before the rest of that creator economy start to get built out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm glad we see that. Like I said, I had to ask one thing about the OMI before people go and they hurt me and haunt me. One of the other
yeah.
things, and this is the last thing I really want to ask about, is at some point you'll see smart money, and smarter money will come first. The people that will say, "Hey, getting a gold and silver logo will get me access to David and Dan multiple times a year."
Mm.
How do you go and prevent people from selling to like the highest bidder to keep it infam? Because I feel like eventually it'll just be a bunch of billionaires and a bunch of hedgies just coming in wanting to get their piece with you.
Well, the point is you guys shouldn't be really even trading it in the first place. Most of these gold and silver logo we handed out with you. We didn't airdrop the stuff. You meet us, you show us account, you talk to us. we actually handed out to you guys something you will only get from the founders. We urge people, don't sell it. It's not about the money. If you weigh out the value out of that versus the money, yeah, this is a decision that the collectors out there need to keep in mind. We do have some more gold and silver logos. Dan did found a little pile. He thought he didn't know what it was, and then yeah, I don't know how he can forget, but he did find a little pile. So we want to hear from you. We also do want to have the gold and silver logo across the world, so it's not just 99% in the US. We want fans to celebrate this wherever we go and wherever we can hold events. So there's always meet up around.
I would like. I know we're at definitely at New York Comic Con. You guys going to be at DCon, or we're not sure yet?
We're still working on it with the organizer. The sensitive and time and all that. Yeah, we'll wait and see. But New York Comic Con, we do believe if earmark the 12th of October, that's I believe it's when the show actually starts. We will be announcing soon. I just need to put my acts together and start writing it out. Right now, I rang Dan yesterday. I say I think I have the Comic Con mapped out in my brain, but now I just need to find time to write it down. And once I write it down, I'll share it with the team, and we see how we can put a show together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of work. I mean, it goes behind it. You want to make sure that you have releases, right? You want to make sure that you have presence there. You want to make sure you want to get new users, but at the same time, you want to make sure the gold and silver holders and the fans all get time with us and be part of that. Yeah, but will be fun. I always love New York. That time of the year will be quite good weather. It won't be so sticky.
Yes. Listen, I like I said, we definitely have a bunch of things that we'll discuss. I'll get you an email, whatever. But I want to thank you so much for coming by. This always means the world to me.
Oh, this is live show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, yeah, it's 13 and a half hours. We're getting
good start. Yeah.
Where do you think the comments are coming from? Like, if this wasn't a live show.
No, I can't see them because I have it on my phone, and you're
like, gotcha.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I thought I was just talking to you.
Oh no, we had the yeah, no, I was like, I'm also glad to see that you have the. If we were just talking, I feel like I would have been a lot more candid. I would have been a lot, over the top in questions. But I'm glad to see you change the smoke alarm batteries, and that is not beeping anymore.
Yeah, they actually came yesterday to change that. Yeah, once a year they change it. No, they come here once a year, change it now. It's the building management. It's enforcing everyone to change it. Well, listen, you need to get some rest. I think we did achieve our goal for a good couple hours. Yeah, let's keep it up. Yeah, I mean, I think Ecomi is ranked 131st on market cap, which is definitely above my expectation. In the current beer market.
You got to come to Whale Week next year. Whale Week next year, where we go and have we just did it last week. A bunch of whales come up into a cabin, and we just have amazing discussions about the utility for Veve and Omi and the logo. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, I'd love to share good ideas as always. Well, thanks again for having me. I thought it was a link to chat to you. Now I see the messages come up now. Yeah,
Twin cheeks. Knew it was live the whole time. Listen, I love you, man. If you ever need anything, just ask, shoot me a message, and I'll come do the thing for you, whatever you need.
All right. Catch you later.
I love
Good
you,
night.
man.
Bye.
Bye. Meow. 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 David. So I'm gonna need somebody to come on and record that because YouTube does not keep any recording after 12 hours. And he came on in like the 13th hour. So unless you guys want that interview to be gone and never be seen again, I'm gonna need someone to come on. So we're gonna have to get someone on here. Uh, oh crap! Oh mother crapper! What do another? Ooh, yep. Okay. Can someone come on the live stream to record that last hour so it doesn't get lost? YouTube deletes anything over 12 hours. He came on in the 13th. We have to talk. We gotta, oh boy, do we gotta talk. We'll copy that. I'm gonna have to send this out to a bunch of people, y'all. Yep, and the Golden Solar logo. It's award. It is a reward for the OG logo holders. OG logo is the only one with utility. David definitely knew. David definitely knew that this was live. He was trolling. It was amazing stream. Might need to book my flight to New York because party. Yeah, it's probably amazing. Hopefully, I'm not freaking paralyzed by that time. We've got oh, Jesus.